we'll have to go to the second question, which is, why should they choose your startup? We've already established that they probably want to have high impact, they're open to pretty high risk, and they want to have the ownership of being able to work directly on important features, working with the founder directly, and really being able to influence that trajectory. Now, those things can happen at a lot of different startups. And let's say an early engineer is speaking with your company, they're likely also going to be speaking with other companies, maybe even other companies in your batch. And so next, we should think about why they should work at your startup. This is really unique to you. There's a few guiding points on here that we've often seen be a main selling point. One of them is being mission-driven. For example, if you're working in an industry that has a specific connection to certain people, let's say you're doing a fintech that addresses international bank accounts, or you're working on an immigration startup, there might be people that are more driven to that mission and really want to contribute. Other candidates might be more focused on equity and compensation upside. They view this as a chance to have a really high variance outcome. And there, we might want to focus more on what the potential upside is, even provide a stock calculator for where they might want to go in the future. In other cases, you might have a really interesting problem space. This could be deep tech, things that are really technically big challenges, and will attract a certain pool of people who want to work on those deep challenges. And then finally, and I think this is often missed, is many people join companies because of the culture and the team, especially referrals. They already know people who are working at that business and they have a reason to be a part of it. As you pitch your company, you should make sure that you know which of those four you're pitching, probably pitching one or two of them, and they might also vary depending on the candidate that you're speaking to. Now that we have some of the initial things in place, let's think about the sources that we have for finding those candidates. There's three main ones that we're going to cover at a high level, and then we're really going to dive into the sourcing part, because that's what's most under your control. First, you want to maximize your referrals. People that you know, people that you've worked with in the past, people that your existing team members know as well. You can get very specific on this. In fact, we've seen companies where on the first day of a new hire, they sit down with that hire and look through every single one of their connections to see who else could be a good fit and who else they might want to reach out to. You might also want to include a referral incentive or a referral bonus that can be anywhere from 10 to 20K, sometimes even more, for successful hires. Compared to the fees that you'd pay with, say, a recruiting agency, that referral bonus is often still a pretty good deal. Next, you'll want to distribute your job. If you're a YC startup, you'll definitely want to post on Work at a Startup. In fact, Juicebox made its first hire from Work at a Startup as well. LinkedIn, as well as any other job boards. Now, apart from Work at a Startup, most online job boards are likely going to give you a lot of noise and might not give you the best hit rate on candidates. At the same time, you'll want to look at that channel and make sure that you're reviewing those applicants as well. The main thing you can do there that's under your control is making the JD very easy to read. I think the easiest test is if you were reading that job description as an applicant, is that